Can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, good afternoon to you. I am Bubakar Suso, a final year student of this institution, pursuing advanced diploma secondary, majoring SES and PE. The aspiring candidate for Research and Education Minister under the mighty team coalition, a team which is known for democratic principle, a team which is known for producing vibrant candidates for the general interest of the student body in the School of Education here for this STA election coming 2026. Yeah.
Thank you. Now to my right hand side. Now, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you, honorable panelists. My name is, good evening, sorry, good day, viewers. My name is Bori Ture, final year in service student pursuing English language and ACS, vying for the portfolio of Education and Research Minister in the upcoming UEG STA election under the banner of Mighty Team Reps.
You can keep it. Back to you, Bori. Now, what are your roles and responsibilities as an education minister?
Yeah, thank you for that wonderful question. The roles and responsibility of the Education and Research Minister, I will quote it from the Constitution. Section 17 subsection 1 stated that the Education Minister shall be responsible for all educational matters in the School of Education.
Okay. Now, back to you then, Abubakar, Mr. Suso. What are your roles and responsibilities as education minister?
According to the constitution of this STA here, UEG, chapter 3, section 17, it is stated that the education and research minister should be responsible for all the research activities that the students may embark on. Another section, at the same section, which is chapter 3, section 17, it is stated there that the education minister should make a follow-up to all the missing grades that are not yet published. I hope I answer your question.
Yeah. Back to you again, Mr. Suso. Like, why do you think you are the right candidate for this portfolio?
Well, I'm glad you asked this question, and I will answer it according to what you asked. Yes, I feel like I'm the right candidate for this position because I know that I am able, or I will be able to stand and fight for the interest of the students because there are a lot of missing grades that are yet to be published. I feel like when I'm given the position, when I'm given the chance to lead the student body, I will stand and fight for the student, fight for the missing grades that are not yet published. And then yet, I feel like I am the candidate for this position because I know that all the students that are yet to go for this teaching practice, I can be able to stand for them to for their teaching practice memos to be released. I feel like I'm the right candidate for this position because I know that students are sitting at home while education, while the learning period already begin, but the timetables are not yet released. Sometimes you will receive 4 or 3 draft timetables before it will be released. So if the draft time, if the final timetable is not yet released, students will sit at home and say that we are waiting for the final timetable when their times are wasted. So I feel like I will be able to stand for them and then fight for them, so that I can go and then fight for the student all the things that are not yet released to be released. That's why I feel like I'm the right candidate for this position.
Back to you, Mr. Bori. Why do you think you are the right candidate for this portfolio?
Thank you. What a wonderful question. Just to be brief, I think I am the best and I'm fit to serve students on this portfolio. The reason why I say so, I am currently under the Educational Ministry of current Honorable Usman Koli as a committee member. The experience and the knowledge gathered, I think there is no problem or there is no challenge issue that the students are facing in the UEG that I cannot tackle because Usman is someone who taught us how that office operates, and he has made tremendous efforts in making sure students' voices are heard in that office. So I believe with the groom that Usman impact on me, there is no problem that the students are facing in this UEG that I cannot solve. Be it the timetable, memo, taking practice, and you mention them. Because I was here in 2019 doing my diploma. I serve on the various educational committee, but the current one is different from those ones. I will talk about the timetable issue because you see, I think every student in UEG should be grateful to the leadership of Usman Koli. He is the first minister who makes sure try to knock the door of the timetable committee for them to release the timetable prior before we resume this trimester. The students are here, they are watching, and they can attest to that. I think my boss, my predecessor, has done great in that area. Yes. And again, there are a lot of loopholes, understand, when it comes to dealing with students' affairs. I know he is a human being. The policies and programs he made during the time he was coming may not all be fulfilled, or he may not implement all those programs and policies. But the way he grew me, the way he showed me the ways how to fight for the students, I believe if I came into that office, I can stop and fight for the rights of the students.
Yeah, back to you again, Mr. Bori. It is believed that every candidate has his or her own policies.
Yes.
Can you take us through some of your policies and programs like that you will like to implement when you are elected in office?
Thank you. That wonderful question. I have many policies and programs that I would like to implement if I am voted in office. But I would like to be brief here. I will give three key ones or four. One, I would like to strengthen in the timetable issue that the students are facing. Two, I will strengthen in the teaching practice issue that the students are facing. And I'll also strengthen in the portal issue for the year one students. The last one, I'm going to also make sure that I strengthen or I create a forum to organize a tutorial classes for the new intakes of the UEG.
Well, back to you, Mr. Suso. Like the same question I will repeat for you too. Can you take us through some of your policies and programs?
Yes, I'm very glad. It gladdened my heart that you asked me this question. I have, let's say, I have a magazine of policies, but I will not mention all. I will just mention few. And then the students are listening. The entire world is listening, I can say, because here is public platform. One of my policies is that inclusive education, skill development, and co-curricular development, co-curricular excellence that I would like to bring for the benefit of the general student body. Another policy also that I have in my bag, or let's say I have in my storage, is that to provide or to promote socialism system of governance in my office. And if my boss do not understand what do I mean, is that whereby all the means and distributions are owned and controlled by the collective body, which is for the student, which means anything belong to students remain for the student. As my bosses always say, anything for the students without the students is not for the students. So I will create a room in my office, which means I will open doors for every student to get access to anything that that is right that is their right to get access to improve the educational system in our institution here. And then the final policy that I will just leave is that to give a rapid response to students' problems. I had my boss saying this, that he worked in the educational ministry, but I will let the general student body know that if he is in the educational body, in the educational ministry, then therefore they fail us. Therefore they fail us. How do they fail us? He is in the educational ministry. How many the number of missing grades that are yet to be published is more than hand and a leg. So how I cannot accept that one, sir. Let's continue again. If he said that he is the best for this position, he worked in the educational ministry. The timetables, how many timetables are yet to be released?
You have laid down your policies and programs, like when you are elected, some of the things you will like to implement. Can you take us through how are you going to implement that when you are elected as the education minister?
Well, let me start it from because I said that I will give rapid response to students' problem. How am I going to implement this? I'm going to provide a hotline If I say the hotline here, people may just argue, or may have doubt. But to tell you this, to buy a simple phone with $400 and put a SIM card whereby anytime you call, your call will be answered. That's what I mean. I will give rapid response, which means immediate response to students' problem. There are certain students that are coming with different problems. They cannot come to the office directly and then explain it to me as the education minister. But immediately they call that number, I will be available to them and then answer to them, give solution to their problem. That's one. Another one, regarding to this rapid response again, I will make a follow up to all the missing grade that are yet to publish. For the student to have comfort zone in this educational system, in this institution here. Another problem, another policy that I'm just paraphrasing it, which means I say that I will provide socialism system of governance in my office, which is mean to say that whereby all the means and productions will be owned and controlled by the general student body, which is the collective responsibility. Which means there will be no self-aggrandizement in my office as the education minister. No, as the constitution gives the mandate to the ministers that there will be 8 committee members. I'm going to have my committee members in collaboration with my committee members and the entire the council of the STA. We sit and then discuss the issue of the students. That's what I mean by collective responsibility, whereby any materials that is providing effective communication, let's say learning in this institution here, will remain for the student, and because it is belong to the student. If I also said that I will promote skill development, co-curricular excellence in this institution. It is stated in the constitution, which is chapter 3, section 17. It is stated that the role of the education minister is to provide what? Is to organize seminars, organize debate, and also teaching practices. If I provide debate, there are certain in our mix as students, there are certain individuals that we are different, or let's say we are different in skills. Some are debaters, some are poetess. We are different. So let's say every student have the right for his or her skill to be developed. So me creating, let's say me organizing debate for those students, I think I'm developing their skills. We all know that an institution cannot go in the absence of research, and a research cannot go in the absence of internet. Where is the internet in this campus here? You can even you send hi, that hi will not reach until when you reach at home. That's the time the person will receive your hi. So are we a serious? No, we are not serious on it. We are not serious on it. So in my capacity as education minister, as it is stated on our acceptance letter, is that the 1,000 that we are paying as the internet fee, every student are paying that. All of us, even me including, I pay it. But yet I am not benefiting from the internet, and it is my right.
Can I?
It is my right. It is my right to get access to quality internet for effective and effective learning system in this institution here as a student. Yeah, these are some of the paraphrases that I just jot down here.
Okay, back to you, Bori. You have laid down your policies and programs, like things that you will implement when you are elected in office. Can you tell us how are you going to implement those policies and programs?
Thank you for the wonderful question. Thank you to my nephew for that wonderful deliberation. Uh, just as I said it in my earlier statement, I have mentioned 4 policies that I would like to implement if I am voted in office. Among them, I mentioned grades. You will all agree with me here. It's because of academic purpose. That is why we are all seated here. We are here for us to at least graduate and go with excellent grades. So, as any minister under the portfolio of education and research, I think it is your domain and it is your responsibility to stood and fight for your students' problem, more especially when their grades are missing. In my capacity as the upcoming education research minister, I am going to create a platform where I will ensure I work with the grade coordinator to make sure that all the missing and unpublished grades are published are published on time.
Sorry, you can continue.
Are published on time. Because grade is something that we shouldn't joke with. If one student is affected, Bori is affected, and my nephew is affected. So that is why in my ministry, I am going to make sure that I work with them to make sure that whenever we are done with our trimester exams, our marks are published in the portal on time. I cannot do it alone. I will set up a committee that I'll work with, as my predecessor has done it. Moving to the second of my policies, that is the timetable. In that area, I don't want to talk about it because as Englishman, they see his belief. We are all seeing, or we have all seen what has happened. If I didn't thank Usman Koli, I am selfish. For the first time in the UEG, he is the first minister who makes sure timetable are mount on time before lectures resume. So I'm just going to continue where Usman stopped to make sure that I work closely with the timetable committee to make sure that whenever we are on break, for them to sit together and draft the courses, for them to publish the timetable on time, so that if students resume, they can draft their timetable and have their lectures on time without any delay. The issue of publishing one timetable, two timetable, three timetable, it is not in the hands of the education ministry. It is in the hands of the timetable committee. That is why I said I'm going to make sure that all those lapses that are there, when I'm voted in office, I'm going to make sure that we have one timetable before lectures are resumed. The next policy will be to make sure that taking practice challenges that some of the students are facing in UEG become the things of the past. Thanks to my predecessor, I will thank him. Any portfolio that I would like to give credit to Usman Koli. If I don't give credit to Usman Koli, I am selfish. I'm even building a scenario. The TP committee, we all know him, Mr. Keita. There is this particular day, I was chatting with him. We all know he's the one responsible for the TP. He told me, Barry, I am thankful to Allah and Usman Koli. But let me tell you, Usman Koli is the best minister in the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Education and Research, who he served the students with integrity, honesty. So if I'm to grade him, I'll give him A. He is the best minister that I've ever worked with. If lecturers stand and give credit to my predecessor, I think if I am in that position, I'm going to do as he was doing. I'm going to make sure I create a platform where I will work with the committee to make sure that whenever students are on their trimester exams, the TP memos are released on time. And the funniest part is sometimes it's not the minister or it's not the TP committee that keep our memos. No, it's because the students. We only get the college operate on standards. If you pay your tuition fee, you are cleared, you go and pick your memos. In my ministry, I'm going to make sure that I sit with my council for us to look into some of the financial burden that the students are facing in the UEG become the things of the past, where it will not be like if you don't pay 10,000 or if you don't pay 7,000, you will not have access to your memo. Fine, that is the administration. I'm going to make sure that we remedy the challenges that the students are facing, where if the amount can be reduced to 5,000 or 2,000, because I am sure if the amount is reduced, some underprivileged students can be able to pay on time and collect their memos. It is not the minister who is keeping the memo, it is not the TP committee who is keeping the memo, but it's the students, because our financial situation differ. So I'm going to make sure that I create that platform to engage the college administration for them to allow the underprivileged students to at least disburse something that will not affect their teaching practice. I know I can do it with the experience and the leadership qualities that I have. I can be able to fulfill that one. Finally, to my policies. Huh?
Time is actually
No, I have to. Finally, to my policy, the last one that I have mentioned earlier, that is to create platform to organize your tutorial classes for UEG students, more especially the year ones, because you can see some of their attestation. It is written there, unconditional acceptance letter. That is to say, some of them they have lapses in their core subject areas. In my ministry, I'm going to make sure that I create that forum where the students of UEG, the first year students, they will benefit from tutorial classes where before they complete their programs, they can recite some of the exams, some of the subject that they have weaknesses for them to at least have credits on that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, still now.
Okay.
Going back to you again.
Okay.
Now, this has led us to the rebuttal session.
Okay.
Like, you have actually 5 minutes for that to ask your question, and then he will answer.
Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful question. I have plenty of questions that I wanted to ask my nephew to at least give me a feedback or an answer. I call him my nephew not because I just want him to address, because he is my blood nephew. His mother is my sister. So if he will permit me, I will try to at least lecture him on some areas in terms of education ministry. The question during his deliberation, he made mention of government college is not institutional standard. I want you to ask, what do you mean by institutional standard in that context?
Okay, I will answer your question because hence you decided to hence you decided to lecture me.
Yes.
And I accept that you will lecture me now. But make sure what you are saying, let you know what you are saying to me.
Yes.
At least you should be a master of your own area before teaching someone. Huh? And then the question that you asked, I said, we are called an institution, but our educational system is not up to institutional standard. Hence, my boss in here talking about Usman Koli, the previous minister. I think if Usman Koli work, you should not campaign. If Usman work as expected, you should not campaign. You should just come. You should be no opposed, because everybody will just endorse you, and you are now in the office. You should be in the office.
No, you don't answer the question.
No, I'm coming to your question. I do not answer the question. I do not answer the question yet. How can we have access to internet? It's because of the data. If there's no Wi-Fi, if I am able to buy $50 for megabyte, maybe there's Madam X or Mr. X that do not have that opportunity. So therefore, if I said that our educational system is not up to institutional standard, I do not say that the college, let's say the UEG is not institution, but it is not, our educational system is not up to institutional standard, because there are certain things that that is lacking, which is the internet. That's why that I mentioned.
Okay,
Can
I help you? Let me help you. Let me help you, please.
You want me to paraphrase my question to you? So I want to paraphrase it so that you can understand, because I know that you want to lecture me, but you are a lecturer that do not master his area. So I have to tell you this. Just day before yesterday, I don't know, last week. It was last week that we met a particular class here, this institution here. That said that they did not meet a lecturer since the lecture starts. Where is Usman and where was you, Gori?
Thank you.
As the committee member of educational system, where were they? If he is here talking about Usman, I think the debate should we should all go, because we are not talking about Usman. If Usman work well, then Bori himself should not campaign. I'm telling the fact. If Usman do work as expected, then Bori himself should not campaign. Hope I answer your question.
Yes, you don't answer. I would like to at least help you.
Okay.
No, just wait. No, it has to be clear to the general students. Wait, it has to be clear. Please.
Just have
Yes.
to answer the question.
Okay, can I answer?
Yes. No. Just have to.
No. Then we have to be fair to one ourselves. No. Please.
He has
If
the right
question
to
is
ask
being
you
asked, it is not addressed, asked where I want it. Let me just make a clarity.
No,
Let me help you.
Okay, that's fine.
I cannot answer the question as the way he wanted.
Okay.
just wait.
I think
I know that
he,
he's a lecturer that doesn't matter his course.
he dragged me out from the question, the lane. So I want to put him through.
Just ask your second question.
Okay, my second question. As the upcoming Education and Research Minister under the UEG STA, we all know that office is not a child place seat where you just go and learn I just want you to help me to give me 5 head of departments. But if the students of UEG have a problem, how are you going to channel it? I want you to answer that.
Very well. It gladdened my heart to answer this question, and I will answer it perfectly, except when you want to say you don't understand, and that will be blanket denial. I want to answer this question. If we say that that office is not a child play center, then why educational students that are going there to blue attire, chat, and then you enjoy? Why are they going there for that? And then you asking me the 5 head of departments in this education system. That one is out of the policies. It's not even in the policies. So therefore, I am here for policy debate. I am not here for mentioning people here. If that is the case, I will ask you the people that are in American embassies and others. So let us not prolong the debate here based on
Time
purpose.
has already elapsed. Time's up.
No,
Yeah.
it is out of
No.
it is there. It is
You
there.
have only 5 minutes. You have only 5 minutes, and then it's already time. Then back to you, Mr. Suso. You can ask your question. You have 5 minutes for that. 5 minutes.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I put
Now
him through?
I can ask you questions because I know that it is not bad for student to also ask the teacher on a question that he do not know, and it is not bad for student to lecture teacher. It's not bad because sometimes no one is a no man, know all. I can also know something that he do not know, so I can do that. Mr. Bori, you said that to strengthening timetable issue here when you come to office. So what I want to ask you is that why you are there as a committee member and the boss that you are talking about, that's Usman Koli, both of you are in the office, yet still now timetable is not even to accordance still now. Why that? You want the student to give you the position again. When you are there as a committee member, you do not solve the problem. You want them to give you the position again so that you can solve their problem. Do you expect the students to do that?
Just ask.
You have to be specific with the questions. Be
I'm
specific.
asking. You said,
Specific.
okay, let me tell you. You said that when you come to office as the Education and Research Minister, you will strengthen the timetable management,
Yes.
whereby you will go knock the doors of the timetable management for early release of timetable. So now what I'm asking here is, there are so many timetables that were released lately, and you were there as a committee member. The boss that you are talking about, Usman Koli, is there as the minister. You do not solve that problem. You want us to give you the position now to solve it. That's my question. Hope you understand it.
I understand.
Okay.
Thank you. Very wonderful question, my nephew. I believe students of UEG are watching. If I don't answer it in the correct way, ask you wish, maybe they will be at the best position to answer. But let me just help you. I think it has never happened since I was here in 2019 up to date. A timetable to be released prior before lecture start, before we resume. It never happened in any of the ministry that I have ever served in this UEG up to now. But Usman Koli is the first minister who makes sure that timetable are released before lectures happen. Everybody can bear witness to that. Understand? So these are things that are everywhere for students as in. I was here during holidays with Usman Koli and some committee members. When timetable were released, we spent a day here for us to draft the timetable in an easier way for E1 students and other program for them to benefit before lecture start. And you can all bear witness, since lectures resume, it's different from that of first trimester, where a student, all our office was occupied by students for us to help them to draft timetable. But this times around, things were different. Students went directly to their classes when we resume. It happens in Usman's ministry. So, timetable issue, I think we shouldn't ask that one because that issue has been, at the most I will strengthen. The word strengthen mean I'll also make sure that I try to at least look where are some of the areas or some of the challenges that sometimes classes will collide or courses will collide. Those are the issues that I will make sure that I address it, but not to wait when lectures are on timetable are coming bam bam bam. That issue has already been things of the past.
Okay. As you are not answering my question still now, simply because remember, this is not the only trimester that he served as a committee member.
Your second.
Since they resumed the office, they are serving the general student. So now, Can you are just telling me only one trimester, which is this past trimester,
No.
that the timetable
No, I will
release.
answer your question.
Wait.
I personally, okay.
Sorry. Ask your second question.
Okay. Then let's forget that. My second question is: you said that you will create a platform. I want you to paraphrase. What platform are you talking about? Simply. I want you
Platform.
to paraphrase.
The word platform.
Because the platform alone,
Yes.
if it is only platform, you know, WhatsApp pages are platform, and that WhatsApp pages, that you, if that is the case, you want to create that platform is even selective. Because even me personally, just last Sunday they remove me. Is that justice?
Let me answer. He asked you a
Sunday,
very
they
genuine
remove me.
question. I have to
Okay,
decide.
answer.
I believe everybody is watching and they're hearing me loud and clear. I said, my nephew, listen and listen good. I said, I'm going to create a platform where I am going to organize a tutorial classes for the students of UEG. That's what I said. That is the question.
So
You can ask your
the
question
question
now.
is how.
Thank you.
The question is not like the question is how. You know,
How?
question,
Okay,
yes,
how?
the question can
Thank you.
Allow
Thank
him to
you.
answer.
How,
Let me go for that.
what?
Just allow
That's
him to
why I
answer
said
the
how.
question.
Okay, how?
Allow him to answer.
That is very easy. In creating a platform, I think you try to make sure that you knock the doors, you knock the right stakeholders, understand, in making sure that your policies are implemented in the right way. I cannot do it alone. They cannot do it alone. It has to be collective. I will make sure I work with the principal lecturer academy for them to help us or give us environment where all year one students that are affected in their secondary school time, for them to be benefited from tutorial classes that I body to, if I voted on that tutorial class that I'm going to organize, the students will benefit so that they can register their private wires on time and go and visit their correction areas that they have weaknesses.
This is why I said it is selective. The year ones only in this campus.
Thank you. Okay.
It is
Yes.
selective.
Just,
This
Okay.
is why it is selective.
no, just
Thank you.
allow him
Thank
to
you. Okay. Okay.
answer the
Yes,
question.
it's not only the year one that are in the campus, but why I will center more on year ones because they are the one in need of it. They are the one affected. Most of them, I don't know whether you have cross-checked their acceptance letters, unconditional acceptance letters. Some of them, I did their application. I did thousands of students' application. They came to me. I know the result that they got. Some of the key subject area, the key thematic area that the country call it, we pick a curriculum from English, math, science. Most of them has problem in those areas. So if you're year three, you are in the second year, I didn't say I'm not going to stand for you. But the one who is in need of it, I'm going to make sure that they have it. I understand. That is what I'm saying. But it is not like I'm going to be selective or whatsoever. Everybody will be inclusive. Year one, year two, year three. But my focus will be on year ones. They are in need of it. Because in that exam, it is written there, you have to recite English before you graduate. So they are in need of it.
That's all. I think that's the end of this session. No, time has already elapsed, and then that's the end of this session. I thank you all.
Thank you.
Welcome back again. And then with me here we have another candidate, I think the vice president, who are vying for the position of vice president. Okay, I will allow you to introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Good afternoon, esteemed viewers. Good afternoon, my co-debater, my sister for that matter. My name is Charles Gomez, a year 2 student of the University of Education, the Gambia, pursuing advanced diploma secondary with majors English language and physical and health education. To my educational career, I have passed through Sitanunku Lower Basic School, to Albreda Upper Basic School, then proceeded to Amitage Senior Secondary School, where I was the class captain from grade 10 to grade 12. And in 2010, I was the Alcalo Fladukunda at Amitage. After that, I proceeded to GTTI, then USET, to pursue my advanced and diploma in the appliance mechanical, electrical, and electronic engineering. From there, I came to the Gambia College to pursue my PTC, which is the primary teacher certificate, and get to the system, taught for 13 years, and then came back again to pursue my advanced diploma secondary. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gomez. And then how to you? Can you introduce yourself.
Well, thank you so much. Good afternoon, viewers. And I want to greet my uncle here, who is Charles, who is known to be my opponent. I'm saying assalamu alaikum to you all. My name is Mamusu Sise, a final year student of University of Education, the Gambia, pursuing advanced diploma secondary in education, and my areas of disciplines are SES and PE. Being a concerned student of this institution, I was enrolled in this institution in the year of 2023, which I serve as a committee member under the Ministry of Claudia Mane, the 8th Executive Council of STA. Having these leadership skills in me, since I entered into this institution, that is UEG, I have been rendering services to students, and also I want to break the barrier, I want to break the silence of when it comes to leadership, women's voices should not be heard. Looking at the portfolios in the council, you have seen that the number is, I can say it's 17% of the women of this institution are taking part in these elections. And in our classes, we have, I can say, ladies outnumbered the other gender. So why not when it comes to leadership, women also voices needs to be heard. That is why I want to take up this bold step to participate in the election, that in the upcoming STA election. I want to break the barrier of silence that women are not to be leaders. That is why, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all.
Thank you so much for that. And then back to you again, madam.
Yeah.
What are the roles and responsibilities of a vice president?
All right. Thank you so much, moderator. As the name implies, vice president. The role and responsibility of a vice president, as captured in the STA UEG Constitution, states he or she shall assume all responsibilities in the absence of the president. And also, the vice president should represent the students at the Senate. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. And then now to you, Mr. Gomez. What are the roles and responsibilities of a vice president?
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Per the constitution of our UEG, STA, the vice president is to assume the office of the president in his absence, to take charge of all his responsibilities. And again, the vice president shall represent the student body at the Senate. And again, the vice president, in collaboration with the education minister, shall organize orientation for the new intakes. And again, the vice president shall coordinate all the activities of the ministers in the council. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Gomez. And then back to you again. Why do you think like you are the most suitable candidate for this position?
Thank you very much. It's a very rational question, because in fact, after I heard that my little sister is also part of the contest, I have to advise her to stay calm, because my expertise and my experience I got over years within the college and outside the college gave me the age to contest for this position. Well, I taught in the system for 13 years, and of course I work with the ministry under their curriculum once, and the same time many times under their assessment unit. And per the constitution of the UEG STA, with my role as the vice president representing the students in the Senate, that alone, if you know what Senate means, you'll definitely understand. I have the pedagogy, I have the understanding, the capability, and the experience, the expertise for this position. With no modicum of doubt, even her will not doubt. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gomez. And then now to you, Madam Mamusu. Why do you think you are the best candidates for this position?
All right. Thank you so much. As I mentioned earlier, since I was enrolled in this Gambia College, 2023, I worked under the Ministry of Claudia Mane, not only a committee member, but an active committee member. I also worked under the Ministry of Ami Gomez in the 43rd Executive Council, not as just a committee member, but an active committee member. They are watching, they can attest to it. Look, When it comes to leadership, as I always say, it's not about the experience, it's not about the size, it's about the willingness to serve your peers. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am ready to serve my peers without favor, fear, ill will, or affection. I think the Gambia College students body, sorry, the UEG students body need a representative that is approachable, and my mates can attest to this. I am someone that is approachable. You can bring your problems to me. I am not going to judge you. I am someone that is very approachable. I thank you all.
Thank you so much, Madam Mamuzu. Back to you again.
Yeah.
Like, it is believed that every candidate have his or her policies and programs. So can you take us through some of your policies and programs?
All right. Thank you so much for that question. I want to thank one person, that is Mentor Boy. I'll be so unfair if I don't mention his name here. Look, in my policy blueprints and action plans, I have what we call continuity and also presidential support. As captured in the STA Constitution, the Vice President should assume all powers, or the Vice President should serve as a reliable partner to the President. So I am going to serve as a reliable partner to the President and also assure continuity. How am I going to do that? Should I answer that, or there will be a question?
A question will follow.
All right. Number 2 of my policy, I have what we call inclusivity. I am going to make sure that each and every student of this institution, their voices are heard. As we have class reps in various classes, so I am going to create that link between I and those class reps to make sure that students' issues are gathered and also represented here. And also, I have another policy for students that feel underrepresented. I am going to champion for them. I am going to make sure that they know that as a student of this institution, they are represented. There are students in this institution that feel underrepresented. I am going to have a dialogue with those students to make sure that to make them feel included and also represented when it comes to leadership. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Mamuzu. And then now to you, Mr. Gomez. Like, can you take us through some of the policies and programs that you have intended to implement when you are elected in office?
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. I know policies and programs are different. Policies are rules, they are guidance, while programs are how you're going to implement them. So I will take you through my policies, and I know with time you're going to ask me how I'm going to implement them. Well, the ministers are going to work directly under me, and the ministers are many. They have a lot of policies. So I have few policies that I will want to put in place based on my experience, because Englishman says he who feels it knows it. I have one policy that is called ministerial effective policy. And again, I have what I call government order sensitization policy. And again, I have a policy that is called the pre-service examination sensitization policy. These are a few policies that I have, and there are some which I will implement later, but these are a few for now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gomez. And then back to you again. Can you tell us, how did you intended to implement these policies when you are elected as the vice president of this, is like the Student Teachers Association?
Thank you very much. Vice presidency is not a mere position. Vice presidency needs competency, needs experience, and should have the technical know-how on how to operate on daily basis and weekly basis, monthly basis before your terms end. And we all know that, in this university, the executive have only one term. So my ministerial efficiency policy, how am I going to implement that is, when we assume office, by God's grace, ministers, I am going to have what we call a policy roster. Policy roster is in the sense that ministers are going to put all their policies, and I'm going to put them on a roster. And again, they are going to explain to me in clarity how these policies are going to be achieved, the duration of each policy, and how they are going to implement it. So with that roster, I will able to, because the constitution tells us that the vice president is responsible to coordinate all the activities of ministers. So therefore, with that policy roster, I am going to monitor, I am going to evaluate, I am going to assess, and of course, I am going to make a follow up. In fact, the reason why I vie for this position is to make sure I put my ministers on task to work effectively and make sure they fulfill all the promises and the policies they have given to the students. Because we are not here to be telling students cocks and bull stories, to be telling them things that cannot be attainable. So that is how I'm going to implement that policy. And with regards to the government order sensitization policy, of course, I am going to work with my education minister to make sure, more especially the year 3 students, they are going to the field. I believe the years they spend in the college will be less than the years they will spend in the field. So it is important for them to know the geo, for them to know the ethics, for them to know the pedagogies on how a teacher should behave outside in the field. We are not only in the college to be learning ABC 1, 2, 3, but we are also here to learn ethics in the field, so that if you are a teacher, if you get to this system, you are not going to be intimidated. You already know your ethics, you already know your TOR, and I guess that is going to be very helpful for each and every student in this college. So implementing that, work with the education minister to organize a symposium, to organize tutorial classes where we will invite students to come, and of course we will take them through what we call the GO. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gomez. And then now to you, Madam Mamusu. Like, I will repeat the same question. Like, how do you intend to achieve the policies that you have just mentioned?
All right, thank you so much. As we know, leadership comes with innovation. So aduna di dox danga dox and ak mom. Maybe the leadership that was there before doesn't align with the current generation. So jamono di dox nak danga dox and ak mom. What I mean by that is we should come with innovations that are going to reflect on the students of this institution. Thank you so much. I would like to tell you how I am going to implement those of my policies that I just stated here. What I mean by innovation, we all know that we on yearly basis we have what we call induction programs or orientation programs for new intakes into the University of Education, the Gambia. In collaboration with the Education and Research Minister, I am going to make sure that we have a induction program that is the orientation programs in a different way. We all know that the past executives have tried. They have tried their way in making sure that those programs, that is the orientation programs, comes in success. But in my time in office, if I am voted in office, I am going to make sure that that orientation program goes differently. How am I going to make sure? We all know that some of us, we feel that after receiving our grade 12 results, if we are not satisfied with our results, or if we cannot go to the UTG, that is the only time we think of coming to the Gambia College. So some of us are here by force. Some of us are here because our results can get us into UTG. Our parents pressurize us to come to Gambia College. So if I am voting in office, I am going to make sure that in that orientation program, there's going to be the ex-students of this institution that are successful in this nation, that are well known in this nation, are going to be present in that induction programs to give words of motivation, words of wisdom to the students that feel that because of their results are poor, that is why they are in the Gambia College. I want them to know that here is where it starts. We are teacher trainees. we shape the future. Here is where it starts. We need well-equipped students, not because you just want to be a teacher. I can attest some of the students in this institution do not wish to be a teacher, but they are just here because they feel that they cannot get into UTG, so their only option is to get to Gambia College. Students can attest to this. So they need someone to motivate them. They need people to motivate them, to tell them that here is where it starts. Being a teacher means a lot. You are not only being paid by money. Remember, Allah is also going to reward you, because what you are putting knowledge into younger ones. It is not, being an educator is not only about the money. It's also a reward. Allah is going to reward you for that. So I want them to feel the importance of being a tutor. So that is how I am going to implement one of my policies. The other policy I have is inclusivity. How am I going to make sure that? Alright. The other camp, we have seen that they already have a minister for persons with different disabilities. With our camp, we don't. Why? I myself, I have approached 3 of them, but they feel that they cannot represent their peers. Why? So, in my collaboration with that minister, I am going to organize a capacity building trainings to make sure that those people also are tutored, to make sure that those people also feel that they can be leaders. Look, they are physically disabled, but they are mentally able. They can be great leaders in the future. So that is also number 2 of my policies that I'm going to implement if I am voted into office. As the saying goes, you cannot solve a problem without knowing the root of that problem. Ladies and gentlemen, in my capacity of the Vice President, I am also going to have the relationship with the class of various class reps. We all know that in this our institution, we have what we call class reps. Each and every class in this institution, or each and every course that is being conducted in this institution, have their various class reps. I am going to make sure that to have that link, that connection, that MOU with those class reps, to make sure that they would relate some of these problems that the students are facing in those classes. Those class reps will bring it up to me. I am going to also bring, as it works in a chain, where a council, so it works in a chain. I am going to relate the problems to the president. Later on, those problems of students are going to be discussed in our council meeting, as also in captured in the constitution. When I'm there at the Senate, I will make sure that the problems the students are facing, or the students' voices, reflect the decisions that is being taken in the Senate. I thank you.
Thank you so much. That has bring us to the question and answer session. You actually have 5 minutes for that. Each candidate have 5 minutes for that. I will start with you, Madam Mamusu. You can ask your question.
All right, thank you so much. Uncle, I'll ask you this question. Okay, there are students in this institution that feel that they are underrepresented, they are not represented. When I say this, I do not only mean the students with physical or disabilities. There are students in this institution that feel unrepresented. How are you going to champion, or how are you going to make them to feel represented? My second question is, all right.
Thank you very much, madam. Well, that is very true, and that is why the mighty team webs have decided to bring everybody on board, because Englishman says, "He who feels it knows it." We believe that those who feel underrepresented should have a voice, and they should have people in the council who are going to represent them, and that is why team webs have gone very far to make sure they bring everybody on board, all programs, all the persons with disabilities, and the rest, so that whenever we are discussing in council, whatever decisions we are taking, they can also raise their voice and say, this is what we need, these are the people that we are representing for. And that is the best way, in fact, to work in a council. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you can actually ask your final question.
All right, thank you so much for answering my question with honesty. My second question will be, what measures will you take if a particular minister fails to attend sessions or fails to um, perform their duties? As the Constitution states, the duties of a vice president, we are going to make sure to supervise the ministers in their various domains. So, how are you going to take actions if a particular minister doesn't comply with this rule and regulation? Thank you.
Thank you very much once again. This is a very important question, and I guess as a vice president, your role is to coordinate all the activities of the ministers. And like she said, if your minister is not complying, what measures am I going to take? Well, this is very simple. We live in a world of dialogue, and at the same time, I'm a person with integrity. The promise I've made to students that I am going to oversee all the ministers in their duties. I am not going to fail students, because if I fail students, I'm going to be accounted for in the day of judgment. So therefore, I will call that particular minister and have a dialogue with that individual person. If it persists, of course, I can talk to my president about the particular issue. If it persists, well, we can call for a council meeting. If that persists, we have the advisory board. We can invite them, of course, talk to them about the individual thing. If it persists, of course, the constitution also is guiding us. There is impeachment. We can definitely, do something about that individual person, because we have looked into all corridors and nothing work, which we understand that that minister definitely cannot do his or her work properly, and the students cannot be left without fulfilling their promises. So definitely we follow the constitution to the ladder and make sure that that minister is impeached. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gomez. I believe that answered your question. Yeah, back to you, Mr. Gomez. You can equally ask your question. You have 5 minutes for that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. I have simple questions to bombard her. Anyway, she is my little sister. Well, she talk about inclusivity. You see, we have to live in the world of reality. How can you include people when you already, send them out? There are, if you look at the portfolios, we have almost 15 elected portfolios. But if you look at it, there is nobody who is from the school of who is from the program of primary. And again, persons with disability. See, mentioned innovation. As an individual, if you are well innovated and you spoke to these persons with disabilities and they did not respond, there are so many mechanisms to use to make sure you convince them to join. So I want to ask this question: why do you exclude the other programs if you are talking about inclusivity here?
All right, thank you so much. I guess if you watch my video and reflect to what I said earlier, I said the people with disabilities, I personally, I have talked with them, but they feel that they are disabled. They cannot be able to represent their peers. One of them told me, even to work, someone will have to help me to work. So how am I going to make sure that I attend council meetings? Well, I have talked to that person. I have a dialogue with that person. But what he told me, I'm not going to reveal, but what he told me is he cannot do it. So in my capacity as the vice president, how am I going to make sure that those people are inclusive? I told you earlier, I am going to organize capacity building trainings in collaboration with various ministers in making sure that there are people that are going to tutor and mentor those people to tell them that, look, when it comes to leadership, the physical disabilities that you are battling with doesn't have to be counted. I guess I answered your question.
Is that okay by you?
Yeah, that is okay by me. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Good.
can ask.
My second question is, per constitution, you said, of course, you don't have to say, but then that is what is there. You are going to assume the responsibilities of the president, and also you are going to represent the student body at the Senate. Can you differentiate to me the difference, because the president is to represent the student body at the governing council? Can you differentiate for me the difference between governing council and Senate when it comes in terms of authority?
All right. Thank you so much. I will gladly answer your question. The governing council would be the 10th Executive Council of UEG STA and the Senate. This is where the day-to-day activities of students are being discussed. So they need someone, they need the vice president in that Senate discussions, in that Senate sessions to represent the student body. I thank you. I think I answered your question.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's good that we help each other in case we don't understand. In terms of authority, the governing council is the highest authority, is the highest administrative authority, while the Senate is the highest academic authority. This is what I meant.
That is what I answered.
No,
I said the Senate. This is where the day-to-day activities of students are being talked about. I think I answered your question. You just want to beat around the bush.
Yeah, thank you.
You just want to beat around the bush, but I answered your questions
Thank you
with
so much,
honesty.
Madam Mamusu. And then thank you, Mr. Gomez, that lead us to the end of this session. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome back. And here with me here we have the aspiring president. And then this is the final session of this policy debate. But I will allow them to introduce themselves first. I will start with my right hand side. Can you please introduce yourself?
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. Indeed, I'm happy to receive you here. My name is Dikori Kamara, born and raised at Olyundum. Started my schooling at the Olyundum Lower Basic School, primary 1 to 4. Later proceed to Jabang LBS, where I completed my primary school. From there, I proceed to St. Peter's Technical Junior School, where I sat for a competency exam and I was able to pass, being enrolled in St. Peter's in the year 2012. I studied in St. Peter's from grade 7 to grade 8, where I later transferred to Olindum Upper Basic School, completed my junior school in Olindum, moved to Asalam Senior Secondary School, where I also completed my senior school from grade 10 to grade 12. Alongside that, I have been serving as the first ever head boy of Asalam Senior Secondary School from grade 10 to grade 12 as the first batch of that particular school. Upon that, I was doing my own engagement upon graduating, where I serve as employed by the school to teach grade 10s and grade 11 students. From there, I did that for almost 2 years. Left, come to my own community, rendering service to my community. 2023, proceed to the University of Education, then called the Gambia College, where I'm now studying, pursuing advanced diploma in primary, a final year student. I think that is me.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Kamara. And then now to you.
Okay, greetings to you all. Good evening, Gambia College student, beloved students. Well, thank you so much, Honorable Moderator, for giving me the latitude to stand before this platform to express my utmost satisfaction in vying for the position of the presidency in this upcoming UEG election. My name stands as Babuka Tunkara, a beloved student of this institution, pursuing advanced diploma in education secondary. My areas of studies are mathematics and PE. So I'm giving utmost thanks to my campaign manager and of course the team that I'm representing here, which is Mighty Team Coalition.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tunkara. Back to you again. What are the roles of the president?
Okay, thank you so very much, Honorable Moderator. As stipulated in the Constitution, subsection 13, one of the functions of the president is he is resolute to chair all executive meetings. Another function of the president is he receives visitors on behalf of the association. Another function of the president is he serves as the signatory to the student account. Another tangible role or responsibility of the president is he is responsible to coordinate the functions of all executive council. Another function of the president is that he preserve and protect the good image of the UEG in accordance with the constitution. Another role of the president is that he makes sure he protect, preserve, and manage the properties of the UEG in accordance with the constitution. So that's how I have for my.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tunkara. And now to you, Mr. Kamara. can you take us through some of the roles and responsibilities of a president?
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. I'm happy to receive this question. The roles and responsibilities of a president, much over to the great institution we are pursuing our education, is, according to the constitution, he or she serve as the head of the executive council. He or she preside over all meetings. He or she is there to represent the institution in all external affairs. He or she is there to be a signatory to accounts. I think this for enough as president is vested with responsibilities uncountable in the constitution. So I would like to stop here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kamara. Back to you again. Like, why do you think like you are the best candidate for this presidential position?
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. Indeed, without any iota of doubt, I stand and present myself as the best candidate for this position. For far too long, people who knew me prior will say one thing is associated with him, that is working with individuals and serving as a leader. I was born and raised in Olindum, as I mentioned to you earlier, where I started my leadership qualities from primary school, serving as senior councillors, from there to junior school to senior school, and all of that. In Olindum, where I am resided currently, I stand to be the youngest ever individuals to be part of the village development committee in 2021. Not only that, I'm currently serving as the president of the All Indian Youths, where I am the youngest member of the executive council because I'm just there working with my elders, and I'm happy to the fact that they respect me and made me to be the president. I have also worked with international organizations and organizations within this country, like Rotary Club, international organizations like the United Fulbright Movement Youths, and I have also currently serving as the Secretary General of the Java World Development Committee, consists of 8 villages, the World Development Committee where my village is part and parcel of. I am also currently serving as the auditor of the Olindum Constituency Olindum Constituency Development, where I am representing my community. So I have served so many associations, ranging from the Dream of Olindum Association, ranging from the Olindum Youths for Change, and currently Olindum Kamben Kafo, where I have done. In fact, I will not brag, but I think today, where I'm standing, if somebody should go to Olindum and said, I'm looking for Dikori Kamara, where without any iota of doubt, any living being in the community, born and raised there, will tell you he lives at Kamarakunda, because I'm never left behind in terms of community activities. I have served my community. I have also served organizations different from my community, and I'm currently, where I am landing here, the University of Education, I have served this institution from my year 1 to date. So I think I stand to be the best person to serve or to be the presidential candidate of this particular elections. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kamara. And then now to you, Mr. Tungara. I will repeat the same question. Like, why do you think like you are the best person to serve in this portfolio?
Okay, thank you so very much, Honorable Moderator. One of the things that motivated me to vie for this particular portfolio is simply because some of the irregularities that are going in the Gambia College. So ranging from different departments, a lot of students are facing difficulties. So I will not mention some of the achievements or some of the things that I have achieved in local level, because those achievements are basal in nature. They cannot even provide a single document. So let me not focus on those ones. Here comes, we are in the Gambia, we are in the University of Education, the Gambia. So if I'm to discuss or if I'm to set anything, it will be related to some of the problem or some of the issue that students are facing in the Gambia College, not outside, because we are here in the University of Education, the Gambia. So what number one thing that motivated me to vie for this portfolio is simply because some of the irregularities that are going in the Gambia College, we all know people have been voting, but still now there's no change. So I deem it fit that I, as a next vibrant candidate, I think I can be the solution to the students with immediate effect. So these are some of the things that motivated me to vie for this portfolio.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Tungara. Back to you again. So, and actually, for this question, you have only 10 minutes for it. Yeah, 10 minutes. Take us through some of your policies and programs that you plan or that you intend to implement when you are elected as a president.
Okay, thank you so much, so very much. Yes, in my development blueprint and action plan, I have captured that is the internet connectivity. There is no strong and vibrant internet connectivity within all the facets of the University of Education. So which is also among my policies that I have, in my development blueprint and action plan. The other policy that I have, that is the late use of attestation. At times, Gambia college students will finish their studies sitting for 3 months, wasting their time. So if I'm given the mandate or if I'm given the chance to lead, I will ensure that there is early use of attestation. Another tangible policy that I have in my development blueprint and action plan is the 150 students are paying. Yes, annually it's $50. You total them is $150. So now we have to ask ourselves, where is this 150 going? It is reflecting back to the student or not? No, it is not. So if I'm given the chance, I will make sure this 150 come back to the students. In which way? By organizing symposiums, debate competition, or even organizing language classes or grammar language classes for the Islamic students. Therefore, they can be given certificate or they can be issued certificate. Another tangible policy that I have is the late use of timetable. At times, we will have up to 1, 2, 3, 4 draft timetable, which is delaying our academic flow. So I will ensure that if I'm given the mandate, there is one draft timetable to ensure effective learning without any distraction, neither hesitation.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tunkara. And then now to you, Mr. Kamara. Uh, you also have 10 minutes to answer this question, or you have 10 minutes for this question. Uh, Can you take us through some of the policies and programs that you have laid down, like when you are elected as the president, you will like to implement?
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. Um, as I'm sitting here right now with you, one of the policies I drafted and intend to achieve when voted in office is provision of scholarship packages to underprivileged students. And then looking at the institution, we understand we are pursuing education here, but some of our colleagues find it so difficult to pursue their education due to financial crisis. So I would stand to strengthen that particular policy, as it was one of the policies which the former council have worked on tremendously and are still working on. I still stand to also support that particular agenda when voted in office to strengthen that particular policies, that is to provide scholarship packages to underprivileged students. The other policy I also have is to provision of mentorship programs for students of this institution, and I will dwell much more on those policies when the time is given much more. I also have another policies, but I will still remain those policies till the day of the convention. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kamara. Still back to you again.
Okay.
How do you intend to, or how do you intend to achieve those policies that you have just mentioned?
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. By achieving these policies, I will dwell on this, that I have been connected both internally and external. That is both national and international. More especially in the provision of scholarship packages. The non-executive council of STA has made it possible to partner with international organizations, and we have seen the reflect that it have made. That is, students are now benefiting on those particular organizations like DAWA Australia are doing greatly by supporting the students here. And within this provision of scholarship packages, I have been linking with international bodies, philanthropies, government offices, that I hope and believe there is no government office that I will knock with the council I have and we will be paid with deaf ears. And that's why I will say this, even if it's not 100% scholarship, but at least 50% or 25% of scholarship will be catered for underprivileged students. These people are people that are here learning. We might not be affected particularly, but there are people who are affected, and we might not know some of the difficulties they are going through. So me reaching these offices, and I will make sure within the first 90 days in office, that is first 3 months, this particular policy will be implemented without any doubt. You understand? The other policy I'll talk about, that is the provision of mentorship programs. Today, most students are here after finishing their studies. They find it so difficult to, in fact, pick up on a decision. Sometimes they said, we come to this institution accidentally. Many do say that. You understand? And we know provision of mentorship is not an easy task. Currently, the council is working so hard to partner that with the central admin. That is, we will make so senior lecturers and department heads who are here will liaise with them, at least to have mentorship programs with them, and whereby a group of students will be handed over to a particular lecturer that he or she will be mentoring. And on that, I hope and believe most students will understand whether new life to take, because every individual must learn. That's why we said no man is an island. We wanted to take the footstep of certain people here who are now doctors, that is philosophy of degree, who are having masters. We are also learning or yearning to be on the particular position they are in today. So I hope and believe, as I mentioned earlier on, within the first 90 days in office, that is first 3 months, these particular policies will be implemented. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kamara. And then now to you, Mr. Tugara. Like, how do you intend to achieve these policies or the policies that you have mentioned?
Okay, before going further to your question, I would love to, you know, said what my co-captain mother said is practically impossible. That if he want to follow the footstep of his political godfather, obviously he is going to bring our institution down. Because looking at things, these were promises that were met last year, and still now they are yet to be fulfilled. So, him as an aspirant candidate vying for the position of the president, you cannot sit here. Posterity will judge at the end of the day. You cannot sit here and promise the students that you will give them scholarship packages rather. Which you know that these were promises that were made by your political godfather, and you here sitting bringing the same policies. Obviously, you have to make sure you throw that policy in back of the dump side, because there is no policy there. There is no scholarship package that you can provide for the students. So you have to be very mindful with some of the promises that you are going to give to the students. Promise made, promise kept. This is what we believe in coalition. So with that policy, you have to throw it at back of the dump side. Yes, coming down to my policy, how I intend to achieve them when I get into office is, number one, the internet connectivity. Yes, this is a problem that the students are facing. This is why I always tell the student that the problem is not between us and our opponent. No, the problem is between us and some of the problem and the difficulties the students are facing in the campus. So here comes the number one problem that I will love to tackle when I'm given the chance or the mandate to lead is the internet connectivity. Well, how will I intend to achieve this? Admin has to respect the fact that we are student leaders. Is either they provide strong and fervent internet connectivity within all the facets of the UEG, or else they hand over the issue to the student leaders. So therefore, the student leaders will know how best they can provide strong and fervent internet connectivity within all the facets of the Gambia College. So I think this is a clear manifestation that if you give me the chance, I'll be able to provide strong and fervent internet connectivity. We don't want student leaders to promise us policies that you know that they cannot achieve it. These were policies that were made. This is why I told him, if you want to follow the footsteps of your political godfather, obviously we are going to bring our institution down, and I don't want that. And I will tell you this: throw that policy of yours at back of the dump side. It does not belong to Gambia College students. Gambia College students want you to bring policies that you know that these policies that you know that they are affecting them directly. As I just made mention, that is the internet connectivity, missing grades, missing marks. These are some of the things that you need to work on. But you cannot promise the student that you are going to bring scholarship package, and you cannot even provide a single scholarship package for yourself. So you have to throw that policy at back of the dump side. It does not belong to any side of Gambia College. So thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tunkara. Still, I will go back to you again. And then, in every election, we have seen that electorates are divided into different camps. And in the case of UEG here, which is the Gambia College, like we have two camps, which is Team Coalition and then Team Reps. So, how are you planning to reunite the students when you are elected as the president?
Okay. In collaboration with the sport minister, I will make sure we organize sport, because sport unifies people. So through the sport minister, I will make sure we organize sport. You know, sport unifies people. It do not divide people. So therefore, this is a mean where you know that the sport minister, in collaboration with him, we can organize inter-department sport, where you know that the Arabic section, English section from different departments can come together. We form a tournament where this tournament everybody can showcase their talent as well.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tunkara. And then now to you, Mr. Kamara. Uh, in every election, just like what the question I asked Mr. Tunkara, in every election, the electorates are divided into different camps. And then UEG here, we have only two camps. So how are you planning? Oh, what will you do as the president? Oh, if you are elected as the president, what will you do to reunite the students?
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. I would just love to venture into few things before I go too far. Particularly, I am not coming here to be battering with words or anger issues. You understand? I am so mature for that. I will not do that, inshallah. I will not be shouting or talking to my political opponent. And then I'm very sorry for using political opponent because I mentioned it in most of the classes I go. I don't have political opponents. I stand to be corrected. There is no single individual in the camp he come from that will say I have personal issues with Mr. Dikori Kamara. Despite of politics, we always mention this. There is life before politics, there is life during politics, and there will be life after politics. The manner in which we treat each other here should be very, very respected. I stand to be in very low key with every individual there. Despite the received insults, whatsoever it is, I still keep them to myself. That's why the common name I call them is they are my neighbors, not my political enemies. There is no enmity in politics. We have rivals. These are individuals that you compete for the same agenda. And to me, I don't even call him a rival, I call him my neighbor. You understand? And we forever be neighbors. I want to mention something here. I do not draft policies that were driven by the former, so that were drafted by the current president of STA. The current president of STA last year drafted policies that are different from what I draft. I want to mention these things here very clearly. The issue of scholarship that he is talking about, that I could not in fact cater it for myself to the of students. The current council of STA have tried and reached the current chairman of West Coast region, that is Yankuba Dabo, and many students are here that can attest to that. Currently, they are in fact around 100 students who are given scholarship packages. Some of my current ministers are part and parcel of those students, and they are enjoying that. And then not only that, there is an organization called DAWA. You understand? That's an organization called Danwa Association of Australia. The current council have met. I was surprised hearing some people are saying that this council is not connected internationally. They are connected internationally. They have met individuals who are in Australia, and just yesterday, I can remember, yesterday, people can remember, the president went to receive fund that is catered for a student here, and I hope and believe students in the school were able to learn that. So if somebody said we cannot provide scholarship for ourselves, rather, I'm so surprised. Myself sitting with you here, I cater scholarship for myself for the fact that I'm so connected and I reach individuals that I have knocked their doors, and I still believe if I'm in the office, when I knock their doors, tell them that there are friends of mine who are out there battling with scholarship programs or scholarship issues, I will really receive their ears and they will give something. So that's not any iota of that. That thing will be done. The issue of what you have mentioned here, to have connect these individuals. Politics will live. Politics will go and will still remain. I, as an individual, known for being so open to everybody, I will be so much concerned to say this, but I don't think I have enemies. But even if they are around, maybe if I'm not alive, they are in my presence. But in my presence, I'm in good shape with everybody. The council currently have made so many sporting activities, and people are taking part, and alhamdulillah, every school is represented. My particular role in making sure that I unite students is, as the president, to receive every student, regardless of your color, race, or the program you are doing. And that's why the camp I came from, we do not care where do you come from or the program you are doing. Even persons with disabilities, we are able to secure them, and currently the person is already in office because we care for those individuals. There are people in this institution here that would not say we are not open to them. Our offices are always open to people, and if I'm in office also, I'll make sure I'll open up my hands, my heart for every individual to make sure that not only by organizing football competitions or athletics issues, with every ministry I am working with, every member of my council will make sure that you open up your arms for every individual. Every activity we are taking part, no program will be left behind. That is about unity and inclusivity, in case if some do not know. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kamara, and then I will still go back to you. Like, we have seen students in this campus who are differently able. Understand? So can you tell us, if you are elected as the president, what are you going to do, or what strategies are you going to implement to make sure that equality is served among the students?
Thank you so much, my moderator. I'm really happy with this question. I think eyewitnesses are here. that I have sometime back during the first trimester, even when I close from school, I will rush to be here to render service to the students. There is a boy in advanced diploma primary F class. He's 70th of year. He couldn't hear. But sometimes I do make sure if I'm in that class, I'll use my mobile phone as the lecturer is speaking. Things are recorded and I'll forward those messages to him. Despite the fact that I sometimes go down to the staff room, look for his interpreters. We understand the institution is also going on the transformation, and they're able to get 3 interpreters who interpret for these people. But I'll tell you one thing for sure. Our team is so concerned about these people. For the first time in the history of this institution, our political godfathers were the only people who went through these students and feel like, look, since we're in office now, we have to allocate a space for these people. That is the Minister of PWD, people with disabilities. And from then up to date, our team have always been concerned and are bringing people. As I'm speaking to you right now, I said one of my council members, that is Omar Kasama, is already in office. He is on oppose because the other people cannot bring somebody who will challenge him. That's it means we are good to go. And for far too long, we have been concerned about them. One of the things I will do is I will make sure work with admin by far no means let them try and introduce new interpreters, at least 5 to 7 of them in campus that will always be here and will be every class where these people are. Because most of them, the problem they have is interpreters. Sometimes in class, I talk to class reps, look, help these people because they are paying the same amount you are paying. So I will also stand to say that if I am in, I was taking that particular side that admin must work hard to bring other individuals that would replace these people, because those people are also working part-time here where they have another institution to work. But here they'll be full-time lecturers or they'll be full-time interpreters that will help those people with disabilities. I hope I answer your question, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kamara. And then now to you, Mr. Tunkara. Like I will repeat the same question. Like here in this campus, which is the University of Education, the Gambia, we have students with who are differently able, and then you as an aspiring candidate for this presidential office, like what are some of the strategies that you will implement if you are elected as a president to make sure that equality is served among the students?
Okay. Before answering the question, I want to rectify my co-campaign manager that what he is saying. Even in our class, we have one of these disabilities who is so deaf that he cannot hear what the lecturer says. So at times I will capitalize on this opportunity, sit behind him rather, tell him what the lecturer explained, or I even help him. So him saying that, for me it will really doubt me. Do you think you are the only candidate that care for the disabilities? These are people that are physically disabled, but physically and psychologically and emotionally able. So I will consider them if I'm given the chance. Like you just made mention, we are having this disability in our class, Ibrahim Abba. I will sit with him so that I will help him. Why I have this? Because I know that he is somebody who is disabled. So I know that I can hear. I know what the lecturer is saying. So what I will do is I will sit behind him, explain what the lecturer is trying to figure out. So now he made mention that we do not have any disability candidate. We are right with that, and I will not say anything about that. This is politics. At times we will tell the disability to come and join us our camp. They will stop those people for what their own interest. I have this particular guy that I'm explaining, that Ibrahim Abba. He connected me with one of the disabilities, but he was stopped by them. You are here pretending, my brother. You even called me late night with your political godfathers just to call me, let me just join your council. And you promised me that if I join your council, I will be a technical advisor. Are you afraid? Hey, look, this is Tinkara. I serve as a threat to the non-executive council. Since the beginning of this new index, I serve as a threat. So you called me, Tinkara, come and join my council, because I know that you are somebody who is so hardworking. So you attesting to the fact that I'm a hardworking guy. What if the students give me that position? So now, what will I do is, these people are physically disabled, but psychological and emotionally able. They are people who they perform high academic excellence when it comes to the academic aspect. So we are going to consider them. How are we going to consider them? Is we are going to provide enough lecturers. These lecturers that will be there to help these disabilities by playing sign language to them, or by explaining through sign language, because they are paying the same amount as we are paying. So admin has to respect the fact that yes, these people are disabilities. So if they do not consider them, I with my executives, if we are given the chance or if we are given the mandate to operate, we are going to face them and tell them, yes, This disability, they are paying the same amount as we are paying. So why not you also adjust or add the number of lecturers you have for them so that they can also enjoy the lectures as it is going or as the way people without disabilities are enjoying. So this is what I have for the disabilities.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tunkara. And then now to the recruiter session, like question and answer session. Like I said earlier, you both have you have 5 minutes to ask your question. So I will start with you, Mr. Tunkara. You can ask your question.
Okay, the question that I have or the question that I wanted to ask my co-campaign manager is that he said he is going to cater scholarship package for the students that are on the private academy or something like that. So I want him to explain how is he going to provide this scholarship to those students, because police were made here last year that students will be provided with scholarship and we do not see those scholarship. So I want him to answer that question for me.
Thank you so much, moderator. Thank you so much, Babu Kartunkara. I think it's very good people should read the law of this land despite not being affiliated with it. I I am very much concerned with what I say and what I do. I don't want to go back to what was discussed prior. I would love us to remain to the political arena here, that is to bring policies and programs. But I'll be so disappointed hearing you talking about something that passed through personal between myself and you. And do you know, if I could remember, you text me telling me your people fail you, they want to bring Alasanli. And I was so disappointed that if I told you that's what's happening, we are so sorry. So I was thinking of that is a personal conversation with me, but I'm so sorry. I will not go to that. So I'm sorry, but I will not go to that. Sorry, I promise I will do that. I will do that, please, huh? So the question he asks is how how can I do that? As I stand right now, I said there are students who are standing here right now. They are served with scholarship through Brikama Area Council. In fact, when their attestations are not, when their memos are not out, what they do tell them is go to the account office and clear your name. One of my people or council team members, Boriture, is a beneficial. Somebody in my class is a beneficial. Myself sitting here, I am a beneficial. I have another person, a block of server. I cannot name. The list sometimes will go from number 1 to number 50. The first list. The second list will go from number 1 to 40. That is around 70 students are allocated with that. I'm telling you, my moderator, if I'm given the chance, there is no office. There is no office I will reach with my council. And secondly, let me present this. Maybe he's not being aware. Recently, the Kisel company have donated $15 million to Ministry of Higher Education. 15. Some are surprised. I think the current vice president of the GCSU, Mr. Luis Gomez, was around or was present when that handing over was done. Myself, I was present, and those monies are for educational matters. I will reach that particular office with my council, tell them that look, our people need to be represented in the particular bureaus you are receiving. And not only that, I have international bodies like Swami India that I have stuck with, sat with, provided agendas for them, and they make so helping so those particular issues are remedied. Not only that, I have a connection with central government that is in the Gambia. I have direct connection with the deputy speaker of the National Assembly. I have direct connection with the current secretary of the cabinet, Aliu Njai. These people are individuals that even if I call them, they do listen to my calls and they do talk to me. We discuss a lot. If I reach these offices with my people, I will show you the first 3 months in office, that is 90 days, by force. It's a matter of must. We will receive scholarship packages for students who are underprivileged. I hope I answer his question.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kamara. You may ask your second question.
Okay. Before asking the other question is, you even made a mistake. This scholarship goes back to the council, to the non-executive council. You have to be very careful with what you are saying. Are you here to represent the student or you are here to represent the council? All the scholarship that you made mention here goes back to the council. That is Boni Ture. He is working as a committee member. That is the other person that you made. It is all under the council. This is what I tell you. Look, the policies has to reflect directly to the student, not the executive body. Look, I personally talking to you. In case I have a scholarship package, it's better I lose it and I give it to the student, then I benefiting from it. Then what is the essence of you mentioning those scholarships? Medipia is on the non-executive council working as a committee member. Then why not he refer that scholarship package to the students? All these people that he made mention of are under the non-executive council. Well, the other question that I wanted to ask is, The other question that I wanted to ask is the second policy that he made mention. I don't know how about I don't know what he made mention there. That is to have partnership training with what? How did he employ? How did he intend to implement it rather? Because we have to bring policies that you know that it reflect directly to some of the difficult students are facing, not outside things.
Thank you so much, Mr. Babukar Tunkara. I think a council cannot constitute of 15, 15 individuals. That was everything. Scholarship packages are given to more than 100 students. God is my witness. There is a first list and there is a second list. Sometimes the first list, you go through students' names, you see 60, you turn, you see another 30, that's around 70. Second list will come, the same number. That is to tell you that if he's saying that we are benefiting or people are benefiting are only in the Nigeria Council, I'll be so surprised. There's a student in my class that I say at the same class with. He is not, in fact, sometimes if you have issues, when I direct that person to the education minister, he will in fact tell me, I don't know the education minister. So I'll be so surprised if they're saying Nigeria Council are benefiting. I don't think there's anybody in that particular council who's apart from body benefiting. No problem, yeah. His question.
No, time
Okay.
allowed. You equally have the right chance to ask him some questions.
Thank you
Two
so much.
questions in
Two
5
questions.
minutes.
I'll ask 2 questions in 5 minutes. And the other policy question he asks, I'll answer it in that 5 minutes because I know I will not exhaust the 5 minutes. That particular policy, the question he asks is that is by direct contact with the central admin. That look, there are senior lecturers here who are degree holders, that is doctors. We call them. These are people who are technical know-how. We call them what? Masters with, on the side of their studies. If these people are able to mentor you, my friend, it's a matter of months at least you might change the narrative of your life because people are here that need changes. The question I have for my friend is that Tungara, knowing fully that if elected, you are to represent the students' body or the students in general in the governing council. Can you name me 5 roles of governing council and 5 components of the governing council of this University of Education, the Gambia?
Okay, before answering your question, I will tell you that that's mendacious. Everybody have said here does not have.
Okay.
Well, your question, going back to your question, can you repeat your question?
My question is, if you are elected by the students, do you fully know you are to represent the students in the governing council? I don't know whether you have read the constitution very well. Section 12, I had you quoting section 13, section 12, subsection O. That says you are to represent the student body in the governing council. I'm asking you, whether do you know what is that governing council referring to, and can you name 5 components of the governing council, Mr. Tunkara?
Good. Now, before answering your question, I will tell you that give me question that goes directly to some of the policies that I give. We are not here to debate based on the constitution. If you want to debate based on constitution, you can call for another day. So ask me things that are related to some of the problems that I have for the students.
I would have been very happy. That simply means you are going for a position that you don't know the TOR of the position, because you have to know what are the TOR of the particular position you are going for, Mr. Tunkara. You are going to be the president of the students if you are voted for, and I know it will not happen. That simply means you being there, you don't know what you are going to do. My other question is, I will not waste my time because the policies you mentioned here, I have to mention this very clearly. Students are being enrolled here. You read your acceptance letters, and it's clearly stated that you have to pay $1,000 for ICT fee. And that ICT fee, most students will confuse that with internet enjoyment of social media. It's different. That is to what portal maintenance. You understand? But currently, do people know that the non-executive council have pushed harder and harder that 15 routers are purchased and 5 of these are already installed, and he himself is benefiting from that. The other 10 are not yet installed because the internet connectivity has an issue here, and promisingly very soon those 10 will be administered and no student will be worried about internet issues. So I should ask a question on that. My other question is, if you are elected as the president, I don't have to bring you question because based on your policies. Well, I understand I don't go to your policies because they are not policies. Because I am talking about early release of attestation. Do you know every student will only release attestation when you finish your dinero? You know? Okay. So I will tell you this question. The question is, when you are the president, Mr. Tungara, how will you administer problems in the hierarchical order? Because there are measures in ways problems are tackled here. Not only to just to join this office, go to this office. There's a hierarchical order. If your council cannot tackle a problem that have arise from students, how will you that particular problem from which office to which office. If you mention this in hierarchical order to reach the vice councillor, I would like to know if you know the place.
Okay. What I would love to tell you is that my co-campaign manager. Yes. Yes. What I would love to tell you is that we are not here to debate based on hierarchical order or any other thing. What we are here for is for us to debate based on some of the policies that we have for the students. So if you are showing me that yes, you are somebody or you are an alcalde to this campus, yeah, you can take it. So here we are here to talk or discuss about some of the policies that we have for the students. So any question that you have to ask me, let it be related to the policies that I have stated or to the policies that I have given. That's all.
Thank you so much. And if our time has allowed the question and answer session, and then I will give you 2 minutes to share your final message with the electorate.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. Thank you so much to the viewers. I, Mr. Diko Kamara, actually known as Diko is our Diko. That's the reason behind Diko is our Diko, and that's the reason behind Diko of all. I thank all students of the institution, and I will advise this plainly as we have been doing this to all classes. Politics is not to differentiate us, but it's just our brothers. Do not allow to be fed with informations, wrong informations about people in this institution. I stand to see every individual as a brother and a sister, and I will thank my team, the mighty team reps, for serving tremendous efforts to the students. And I will not do justice if I don't thank His Excellency, Mr. Hassan Boyang, the President of the Executive Council, for his tremendous service. Alongside, I will thank my campaign manager, Mr. Babukar Gassama, for being one of the most die-hearted individuals who have served this institution. And I will also thank students. Please, on the 3rd February, we will serve you with a lot. This is just a tip of an iceberg. On the 6th February, on the 5th, come and rally behind team reps and vote for team reps. On that note, I thank you all, and especially I want to thank my opponent, my neighbor, Babukar Tungara. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kamara, and then Mr. Tungara. You equally have 2 minutes to share your final message to the electorate.
Okay, thank you so very much. Well, thank you so very much, Honorable Moderator. I'm calling on all Gambia College students to rally behind Team Coalition. As we always say this, rise with Tungara, win with Coalition. Rise with Tungara, win with Coalition. As I always tell my opponents, here, if you want to become champion, you must be ready to compete with champion. And I always tell this anywhere, I am ready to compete with him. Despite he have the advantage, despite he is working with the non-executive council, we should have got this chance. And I tell you this, the chance that you have, hadn't been Tungara have it, today I will not even sit with you here discussing about the issue. Tungara has been in office already. But now, what I would love to say is, I'm thanking all the party militants of Team Coalition alongside our campaign manager, that is Alassane Ali, and people who give us full support as well. So come on the tab for the day of convention, where I'm going to compartmentalize my opponent into pieces. When I said I'm going to compartmentalize him, I mean I'm going to divide him or dissect him into pieces. And come on the day of the convention, and I will do it. Thank you so very much.
Let them learn how to speak. You are asked. If you are asked, policy debate. We are not here to talk about the constitution. Very simple. We need coalition. Policy debate, not constitutional debate. So let them put this in their. It's a policy debate, not a constitutional debate. So viewers, please listen carefully.